Well, this is the San Angelo Rodeo Live post-game show
for Performance 5.
Performance 5. I'm Joe Hyde with San Angelo Live. This right here is
Ryan Chadwick.
And, well, Ryan, it looks like for this particular performance, a lot of our predictions came true. And we're not even rodeo people.
Yeah.
But we're thinking that the timed events are going to be real aggressive. And they were so aggressive that, well, we could go right into the bulldogging, the steer wrestling. We had Sam Houston
Powers. He was in our interview with Cole Harris earlier.
And his name in the program wasn't Sam Powers. It was Sam Houston Powers. And I guess he goes by Houston. But anyway, Sam Houston, he was the father of Texas, right? San Jacinto and all that.
Yellow Rose.
Yellow Rose didn't come save Sam Houston tonight, but he was trying hard, and we got hit right here. Let's see since we watched the interview, let's watch this run. It's kind of indicative of the entire timed events, I think.
But before that, the Bulldoggers had been missing. Like some of the steers were running weird, and as you can see right here, this is pretty much indicative of the whole night with steer wrestling. Just a big old whiff, you know. But like if you notice there, Joe, he had to chase the steer almost to the complete other side of the arena before he even caught up to him, and that's kind of how it was. It was either the steers who were just like, right out of the gate sprinting their hearts out,
or they'd go out of the gate and stop,
or they'd stop. Yeah,
and before the rodeo, I had some high-ranking rodeo official come to me and goes, them steers been back there on the east side of the Coliseum. I've only heard about mooing. They've been mooing all afternoon. So they might have been locked up there too long. I don't know.
And the sun, do you think?
The sun, it was kind of hot. Even though it's cold as heck now that it's 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I will say there was no wind earlier. And even when we were filming the pre-show, I got hot just sitting here. Yeah. There was no wind. So.
Yeah, we were thinking we were going to sweat in the pre-show. We had to get our makeup people out here again.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have makeup
We
people.
have so much makeup on right now.
Anyway, so the timed events also, I guess segueing into it, we had a barrel racing. We called it the Demolition Derby.
Yep. Well, in the first, what was it?
First six. They all knocked a barrel down.
They all knocked barrels over.
We got some B-roll here of kind of what happened. There you go. There's one barrel.
One.
Yep.
And another one.
Yeah, I think this is the trifecta here.
Right, and I'm pretty sure this was the first barrel race of the night.
There you go.
And bless her heart, she knocked all three of them over. But I bet you that time would have been fast.
It was a 29 seconds. So you had 15 or subtract. Yeah, it would have been 14 something.
Exactly. So, but I mean that's your point. Like that shows the aggressiveness of what those girls were trying to do. But
and the reason is because this time the rodeo usually, if you came in with a 15 or maybe a 14.8, you'd be doing well. You'd be competitive. Yeah. But the first two performances, we're down to like
14 flat already.
14.06, 14.08, 14.2, that kind of stuff. So these girls and also the ropers and everything, they got to get really really low times to be able to qualify for the finals.
Yeah. But with that being said, we did have a couple good times posted, and one of them was a girl from San Angelo.
She was actually from Wall.
Yeah, whatever.
We can't say that though. Yeah. She says now that I'm a national figure, I am from San Angelo.
Yeah, she told us, she's like, I just tell people from San Angelo. But we've had her on our show before.
Last year.
Yeah, last year, and a girl by the name of Taylor Baize and her new horse, Fancy. I caught up with her after her race. She recorded a 14.35 today, which wasn't enough for like the top 3, but it was definitely enough for the top 10. So if her time holds, we will actually see her again a week from Friday.
In the finals.
Yes. But yeah, without further ado, James, if you would like to bring up the interview, and remember, all this barrel racing is brought to you by Texas Angels Boutique
at 221 South Chadbourn, the greatest gift store, women's store in the world.
I'm here with Taylor Baize, San Angelo cowgirl and barrel racer at the 92nd Annual San Angelo Rodeo. Just ran a 14.37, good enough for the top 8. Taylor, tell me how you're feeling.
I couldn't feel more excited. Like I said, this is our first big perf, so nothing this loud, and I ran her down that alley and she cracked back at her first, and I knew I had a good one going.
And what's her name?
We call her Fancy.
Fancy, all right. And so she gave off a pretty good performance considering how loud and crazy it was. Do you think that if she gets a couple more like this in, then y'all will be locked in?
Oh, I think, God willing, we won't be stopped. I think we'll be rocking and rolling towards the top. Once we figure out this ground and this noise, there's no stopping us.
So we interviewed you last year, and of course we always love having our San Angelo girls on our show whenever we get the chance. How well do you think that 14.37 is going to hold till we can interview you again in the finals?
Well, I mean, we still got a lot of great girls to run, but I'm hoping that it catches a leg in there and I get to be back on, I guess, next Saturday or next Friday.
And I don't know if you could see the girls who went prior to your run, but it seemed like everyone was pushing pretty hard tonight. Seemed like a demolition out there knocking over barrels because it's almost like you had to, right? Like, is that a mindset going in when you know the times are already fast?
Well, I don't know. My parents always tell me, they're like, you go to win. So when I run in, it's go for first or we don't go at all. As you can see here, she's ready to go all the time. So I just let her do her thing and try to do my part and see what happens.
All right, Taylor, congratulations on your run. And again, this has been Taylor Baize, San Angelo Cowgirl, and all this barrel racing coverage has been brought to you by Texas Angels Boutique.
All right, thank you, Texas Angels Boutique. I feel sorry for these horses.
Why?
Have you noticed that all the barrel racers are braiding the manes?
What if they like it?
I don't think the horses like it.
That's assuming a lot, Joe.
Of course, I don't know much about horses, but I don't know.
I mean,
it's like the thing.
Well, okay, but look at it this way. Like, the more a horse's hair gets braided, that means the more it's brushed, right? So maybe.
Okay.
All I know is
I think it's a net gin thing.
Cowboys and cowgirls love their horses.
But they're braiding their manes.
Hey, let them do their thing. That's all I got to say.
So ghetto.
Anyway, moving on from that, we had another San Angelo mutton busting champion tonight.
Yes, Jordan Reyes.
Yep, from San Angelo, like I just said.
You thought she was from somewhere else, but she's from San Angelo.
Yep. I mean, hey, I just knew it was a local kid who won it, and like we're like pretty much 3 for 3 right now, or 4 for 4 on these interviews that we've done, getting all local kids, but
they're all local kids generally.
6-year-old from San Angelo held on. Is one of those like rare 90 rides again. You know?
I wonder if this problem we have of having to beat these times and stuff is kind of seeping into the Sonora Bank mutton busting, and so they're really trying so hard, and then all of a sudden they get bucked off real soon. But Miss Reyes, Jordan Reyes, she did a pretty good run. She made it all the way to the sheep. Yeah,
6-year-old from San Angelo, and I interviewed her, and this Sonora Bank mutton busted coverage.
James, play us in.
I'm here with Jordan Reyes, another local girl who just won the Sonora Bank Mutton Busted Championship. So you had a 93-point ride. What was the secret to hold on to that sheep?
You hold it tight.
Oh yeah, and you just don't let go and run forever?
No.
Now it's the rodeo. What is your favorite part about the rodeo?
Riding the sheep.
And what is your favorite rodeo food?
Eat ham.
Really? That's pretty cool. Now, where do you go to school?
Wall.
Do you like going to Wall?
Yes.
Are you going to play sports one day?
Yes.
They're pretty good at sports out there. But if you had to say, what made you win tonight?
About a buck buckle.
Well, go ahead and show that belt buckle. Do you have it? Yeah, let's grab that belt buckle and show it to the camera. And congratulations, Jordan, on your win. And we'll see if you can win again next year, yeah? All right, again, this has been Jordan Reyes, Sonora Bank Mutton Busted Champion.
I don't know if she looked like she was happy to interview with you on that one.
She was a little bit nervous.
But, you know, the thing about it is, unlike the barrel racer, Taylor Baize, she wasn't afraid to say, I'm from Wall.
Yeah. I don't think.
Taylor's going to kill me after this.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, she's been on our show 2 years in a row now. She's not going to want to come back for year number 3, Joe. So
but anyway,
please.
all of this mutton busting coverage that we're doing for this rodeo is unique, and it's brought to you by Sonora Bank. And James, if you can just play us a little bit about Sonora Bank.
When something is important, you take care of it, especially when you're entrusted with its well-being. You pay close attention and act accordingly to every need and situation that may arise. Call it instinct, obligation, or desire. One thing's for certain, for most Texans, it just comes natural. At Sonora Bank, you'll find there's one bank that cares deeply about you and your banking needs. And caring for our customers, well, it just comes natural. That's a good reason to give us a try. Sonora Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
All right, going to the next thing, we had bareback riding. We got a new leader. Is that right?
Well, no, we have a guy in the top 2 now.
A top 2.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the notes here. You're right, top 2.
Yeah.
You know, it is late.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a little late out
to
here,
put this into perspective, see the Ferris wheel behind here?
It is off.
It's off.
Yeah.
So
it's past 11 out here.
It took James a really long time to get all our clips.
Oh, yeah. Is that what it was?
Sorry,
but anyway,
James.
yeah.
Oh, the fingers are coming out of the trailer.
But yeah, in the rough stock tonight, we did have a great ride. Like most of the Cowboys, either didn't get high enough or they were getting bucked off, but we did have one that entered the top 2. And
for bareback riding.
Yes, for bareback riding, and this is indicative of what we were talking about earlier. How much of the rides are subjective, like to the judging and whatnot?
That is the question I have. Like for the bareback and the saddle bronc, I always think, oh, that looked like a pretty good ride, and they come back with a 73, yeah. And they well, that's just too bad. They'll have to come back next year. I'm like, oh my goodness, that looks like the best ride of the night. Yeah. But like I noticed, if they cruise all the way across the Coliseum, they don't get a very good score.
Okay, yeah. Well, for those who don't know, when the judges score the horse and the cowboy, the horse gets a possible score out of 50, and the cowboy gets a possible score out of 50. So even if the cowboy has the most amazing ride ever,
like he scores a 50,
yeah, and that horse just doesn't feel like giving it his all and gets a 20, then that is not a qualifying ride.
Like the horse, it seems like when the horse does weird stuff, that's when they get high scores.
Yeah, well, it seems like
it's not symmetrical,
right? So to me, it's either like if they get vertical and it looks good, plus the cowboy looks good, then they both score well. Or if the horse changes directions and makes it more difficult on the cowboy and he handles it, then they also score better. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's a bit subjective. But if the cowboy looks good doing it, he's usually going to score well, Yeah. And tonight we did have a cowboy do that. And it was R.C. Lanningham. He scored an 87. He's
0.5. According to the rules.
Pretty sure that was saddle bronc. I think you're
saddle
getting a little
I'm
ahead
getting mixed
of yourself.
up. Yep, I might
Anyway, Joe, like I was saying, R.C. Lanningham.
It's the Ferris wheels.
Got an 87. He's now in the top 2 in bareback. And I actually caught up with him right after his ride, and I got the chance to interview him.
And all of our rough stock coverage is brought to you by Ranch Hand Grill Guards, and you can get them at Vehicle Accessories on US 87 South. And right now they have like a special going on. It's $9.99 installed on the Ranch Hand Grill Guard. I think it's a Legacy Grill Guard. It's like the one everyone has on their F-150. Since Ford is also sponsoring us. But anyway, James, can you get to the interview?
All right, I'm here now with in the top 2 bareback cowboy, R.C. Lanningham. Just tell me about that ride, because you just kind of gripped it, ripped it, and went off.
That's a young horse that I didn't know much about. A contractor sent me a couple videos on recently, and he was outstanding both trips that he's previously this year. And a little more of a handful than he was today. Today he was just pretty nice, but I think that's the first time somebody's really got a hold of him and kind of spurred on him. And he was still outstanding, really great horse and a lot of fun, and one you could show off and be a lot of points on.
So does it make it easier when the horse just kind of sits right next to the chute and doesn't run off on you?
Yeah, definitely. It's better for you, better for the horse, higher points for both. Horses usually aren't typically as strong when they stay close and kind of leap in the air like that. He was kind of empty, kind of falling out of there, so a little bit of weight coming down, but not a lot of breakover, so your rigging's not really pulling back down. That's just kind of exactly what you want to get on, if you can.
And now with that 87, it puts you in the top 2. That score is going to be really hard to beat. How confident are you that that's going to move you into the finals?
Oh, I'll be back for sure. There's no way they'll bump me 10 spots. So yeah, I'll be back here next Friday for sure.
All right. Well, again, this has been R.C. Lanningham, cowboy from California, just made an 87, now in the top 2 in the bareback. And all of this bareback coverage has been brought to you by Ranch Hand Grill Guards, presented only by Vehicle Accessories.
All right, thank you, Vehicle Accessories, Ranch Hand Grill Guards. I was kind of chuckling.
Yeah, I mean,
you're short. You're short.
Again,
you see how tall that guy was? And the other thing is, we're not wearing hats. We talked about that in the pre-show. This guy was wearing a hat and he lost it like within the first second of his ride.
Hey,
why wear a hat?
Because cowboys wear cowboy hats, Joe.
Okay, all right.
All I'm saying is I'm not that short. He's just very tall.
Anyway, James, once we cut and show the good people there in San Angelo and wherever else they're watching us. By the way, this is the 5th performance, and this is on, man, it's almost midnight. It's almost midnight.
Yeah.
Anyway, James, Ranch Hand Grill Guards.
Your time together is priceless. The Midnight Series are American-made, steel front and rear end replacement bumpers for today's hard-working truck owners who are up before first light to work and stay up long after dark to play. Midnight front and rear bumpers take your truck to the next level of performance. Protect what you love and look good doing it with the Ranch Hand Midnight Series, built to take a hit.
Available now at Vehicle Accessories, US 67 South in San Angelo. VehicleACC.com. All right, so we're not done with rough stock yet.
No, we're not. I do want to mention, though, at the end of that ad, I noticed that you were voicing a little of that there. Sounded good.
I was the voice.
Joe Hyde, voice actor.
I used an iPhone.
Call him. He's high, or he's available for work.
For voiceover work.
But yes, you are right. In the rough stock, we are not quite done yet because we had a new leader tonight took over. In the rodeo at the time, I think they called a tie for first, but when the actual results came out, it actually was a half-point lead. So we do have a new
87.5
in the saddle bronc. Overall, there weren't that many good rides in the saddle bronc tonight either. Like it took like 5 or 6 riders before we even got one in the 80s, and we didn't get one over 82.5 until this particular ride. So I don't know what it was with the sun today or something. The livestock were just a little weird. Something, I have no idea. But
eclipse.
Yeah, it was the eclipse.
Eclipse.
Or something. But Mr. Sage Newman followed an 84.5, and he had a chance to place, and he did. He had a beautiful ride. Do we have highlights on that one, James, or that in the interview?
That was your cue, James. Cut to
anyway,
I'm here with Sage Newman. Just tied the leaders at the San Angelo Rodeo with an 87-point ride. Montana Cowboy, how you feeling?
Oh, I feel great. Yeah, great horse. The Pete's there, Code Blue. He had a really good day and matched up pretty good with me, so yeah, I'm happy.
And of course, this is in the saddle bronc, not to get that confused with the bull riding or the bareback. Now, Sage, whenever you get a ride like that, like what's going through your head when you're about 1 or 2 seconds in? Is it something you even think about, or is it just all adrenaline at that point?
A little bit of both. I mean, it's kind of like it's like a dance. So you're trying to flash it up and make it look good. So as soon as I get a good spur out and get rolling, I just try to do that same thing every jump. Beat that horse to the ground, take the power away from him, and make it look good. So.
And how would you say all the horses that y'all are drawn from, like, how do you think that they live up to places in other rodeos?
Oh, these ones here, these horses there, this is a great pen of horses. I mean, you can't find really a better set of horses coming out of anywhere, really. So, yeah, to be able to come in here and get on a great horse like that, it feels great.
All right, well, congratulations on the 87-point ride. And again, he has tied the leaders here at the 92nd Annual San Angelo Rodeo. And remember, all this rough stock coverage is brought to you by Ranch Hand Grill Guards, only available at Vehicle Accessories.
All right. That was a pretty good interview.
Yeah, it was. And to continue on what I was saying when I wanted us to see that, it just seemed like some of the livestock were here, some were not today. And obviously, Sage Newman really got the luck of the draw on that one because like his bronc really performed well. His technique was good, and as you saw in the interview, he was very satisfied with it. So new leader in the saddle bronc, that is definitely going to get him in the finals. And I know like some of these scores, like some of these cowboys probably wish that they could be the same score that they use in the finals too. But yeah, congratulations to him.
They're when we get to the finals, you'll see them being very upset. Like if they swap out, sometimes they have to swap out. They'll draw whichever horse name they're going to get, and they'll swap it out, and they'll get really upset. You'll see them in the back.
Oh yeah, well, especially if they saw like some of those same names that are still in the pot not do so well in the prelims, they'll just be like, well, But hopefully that doesn't happen this year. And like I said, we have a new leader in the saddle bronc. But we have a bunch of new leaders.
But before we get to the bunch of new leaders.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Bass Ford is sponsoring this. And if you need a car, you need a used car, you need a new car, but if you need a Ford, head on over to Jim Bass Ford, Houston Hart at Arden Road. And we have another special that Jim Bass Ford has. Let's play that right now.
$399 per month. $399 per month on a new Ford Bronco Sport. The Bronco Sport is ready for adventure, and you can get a new Bronco Sport for only $399 per month. This deal is only at Jim Bass Ford, corner of Houston Hart at Arden Road, or 24/7 at bassbunch.com. $399 per month on a new Ford Bronco Sport at Jim Bass Ford. Limited time offer.
Well, $399 a month for a new Bronco Sport, Jim Bass Ford.
It's a pretty good deal.
You gonna sign up and get one?
I'm not. I just got a car like last year, so I like it.
I have a Jim Bass Ford myself. I'm scared to get another car payment, but I might buy it for my daughter.
I mean, there you go.
You know. Anyway, so we're going to go into not a whole lot changed on the standings, but a little bit did. So we're going to go over the Performance 5 standings if we can get that graphic going, and
I'll take you through them.
All right.
In the bareback riding in the top 5, we still have Cooper Cook with an 88.5. R.C. Landingham, he took that second place spot with an 87. And Ethan Mazarenko, who was Performance 1, is an 86. That's your top 3. In steer wrestling, we got Matt Reeves still with an 8.4, leading the average, followed by Cole Walker with an 8.7 and Trevor Nelson with an 8.9.
Pretty much no change.
Yeah, no change in that one at all. It was a rough night for steer wrestling all around. Next up, we got team roping. We got James Harviso and J.R. Gonzalez with an 8.7. That did not change. Shea Carroll and Jace Helton, again, 9.4. That did not change. Basically, team roping saw a bit of a rough night as well. In the saddle bronc, Sage Newman, 87.5. You just heard from Sage himself. He passes Lefty Coleman, who we also interviewed on Saturday. And Court Shear is at an 86.5, and that rounds out the top 3. In the tie-down roping, we got Marty Yates leading the average with 15.5, Cash Cooper 16.3, and Ryan Jarrett with a 16.4. Joe, what do you think? None of that changed either.
Nope, it didn't change. And please understand, if you went to tonight's performance, saw it, there you saw a really good run. They're adding 2 times together.
Yep. In the breakaway roping, we still have Allie Masters with 4.4.
This did change.
Timber Allen Brand with a 4.7. We actually interviewed her for barrel racing. So
there you go.
There's that. In the barrel racing, Donna K. Rule is still leading the average with 30.25. Ashel Castleberry still in second with a 30.54. And Abby Phillips is still in third with a 34.56.
Important to look at that. Everything is 30 point something.
Yep.
So,
but Timber Allenbrand is 4th place right now in the barrel racing, so she's placing in 2 events right now. And finally, in the bull riding, J.R. Stratford still leads all bull riders with a 90. Jackson Carter Ward with 86.5. Vanel Vince Mariano with an 86.5. And Bo Gardner, that's a new addition tonight.
Yep. Got a 4-way tie, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
Or, sorry, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
It's 4-way tie.
4-way tie for second place. And all I got to say is, wouldn't you be mad if another guy gets in there and then like you,
they're gonna knock them all out,
like an 85.5, and you're just like, this is a good score.
The good news is we're only showing the top 5. They're taking the top 10 into the finals. So some of these people that we've seen before are still going to be in the finals.
Yeah, but overall, this wasn't the strongest performance so far in the rodeo. We only had a couple people who really showed up and showed out and got placed in that top 5 range.
Timber Allenbrand.
And, like, seriously, congratulations to Timber Allenbrand. She is competing in 2 different events, and she's placed in the top 5 in 2 events. So
that's good.
We had she was actually the first barrel racer we interviewed last Saturday, right? Yep, last Saturday. And that's going to be interesting to see what she does. And we actually did see the world champion Jackie Crawford fall all the way to 9th place.
Yep, she's almost kicked out of the whole rodeo.
Yeah, so, I mean, there is a chance.
You know, say kicked out of the rodeo. It means drop out of the top 10, I guess, of the average. And the other thing about the average on breakaway, it's like, you know, these runs are like 2 seconds.
Right.
So you see these under 5-second scores, that's pretty significant.
Well, under 4 seconds even, like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean 2 seconds. That's two runs.
I know. So I'm saying anything under 4 seconds, like in a single run, is what you would consider fast, but like this 2.1 and 2.2 stuff, it's like going.
Exactly. But anyway, this has been San Angelo Rodeo Live. This has been the post-game show for Performance 5, April 11th, 2024. What else we got to say, Ryan?
We will see you back here tomorrow, Friday at 7. Or I guess we'll be before that.
We'll be before tomorrow.
Yeah, about 6:30 for the pre-show.
Hopefully. Maybe we're trying to get them out faster.
6 o'clock?
We had internet problems all last week, but we're getting better.
Okay, but the reason we had internet problems is because there's so many people who come out to this rodeo. It's one of the biggest events that happens.
Get off your cell phone so we can upload our videos.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching.
We'll see you tomorrow.